have a question, ask it. Just raise your hand and we'll talk for a while and see where it takes us. So, how does Michigan Valley compare to Orange County?
Oh my gosh, can you guys hear me? Do I need this? Is it working?
Yeah.
I've been here a couple of months, and I have an office that's about 1,000 yards away from my corporate apartment, and so it's a pretty small world in that sense. So I'm not sure I'm the person who's got a great sense of it yet, although I know what the inside of the UT region looks like.
Is it a long day?
It's a long day. Yeah, it's a long day. I mean, Orange County and San Diego, close by, but very different kinds of communities, I think. So, San Diego, I feel, is a much more structured community, with more of a focus, maybe a couple of focuses. Big institutions like Union-Tribune, biotech institute, universities. Orange County is very dispersed and hard to access. Right? You drive through Orange County, you're just like, well, where does one city begin and the other end? When you come there, it's very difficult to understand. Underneath, it's probably a lot more complicated stuff. I think in San Diego, we have a lot more centers of energy, I guess I'd say. It's a different journalism question.
So, Jim quoted from the press release that was put out when you took the job. It said your goal is to create an interactive news service that engages the intelligence and creativity of the best minds in the community, celebrates and fosters achievement, and guards the public trust. What the hell does that mean?
Well, I mean, if we took it in the pieces, I'd say this piece about the intellect and achievement of the community. How do we do this?
Engage the intelligence and creativity of the best minds in the community.
Yeah, so I think that's an important point. To me, and UT people probably understand this. If we look at newspapers, and maybe the beginning of the big newspaper age back in the press after the Civil War, we had this populist medium that was really driven by the rise of literacy and the lowering of production costs, right? Technology. And so newspapers were a populist medium. There were many of them in every town. And there was a whole drive to capture every reader, right? So you had this big immigrant country with many languages of newspapers. So that was that. Today you have the newspaper audience is boiled down to highly educated, high wage, older, discerning, fussy readers. And so, my perception a little bit from the especially the print side is this tradition of trying to be inexpensive, reach every man, sell it in the supermarket, try to get some garish colors on the top if you could, is at odds with the people who are reading it and the real expectations of the print newspapers. So that's what that movement is about. So, conversation I had when I first got to San Diego, I had lunch with some movers and shakers down at the University Club. These were sort of old-guard guys from the downtown redevelopment industry. Smart people. And one of the comments that stuck in my mind is one of the guys said, I read the UT and I'm a big fan of newspapers. And sometimes I read those quotes and I think, is that the person who really knows the most about that in San Diego? See, so that's a flaw. In the UT, you ought to be reading the person who knows the most about that in San Diego. That's what I think. that comes about. And then, what was that say?
Accelerates and fosters achievement.
Again, if you really think about what is a newspaper for, when these towns were growing up, really the publishers put together these businesses to sort of promote the town and promote business in the town, and to promote the sense of civic life, right? So you get an opera house and a newspaper and a university and a hospital and a at-home healthcare business, and you had a great town. So that, and I think that part still is true. The sense of it's the story that's told about the play. It's written on those pages that tells us who we are. So people have an expectation that the achievement and uplifting things, the constructive things that are happening in their community, they want to see those in the community. And I think that's really important. So I think it's a mistake. I don't think you can do the next thing on the list, guard the public trust, if you don't first establish this level of, this relationship and this level of trust and reasonableness about, and a maturity about this conversation with the community. And, I don't like a paper that's shrill or, and often, I'll give you an example. Maybe it's not fair, maybe, well, when I look at the LA Daily News, struggling paper, second or third in its market, trying to make a name for itself, what they're doing there was, I think God knows it might be completely different by now, last time I looked, just finger pointing, and trumping up charges, and writing giant headlines, and scapegoating, and it's just managers. So, I think it's a fatal way to go. Nobody's going to listen to that. What you need is a place that truly understands and values and is inspired by the creativity of the people in the community. And so that's what that hurts about. We have this thing at UT that George Barca, who's here somewhere, helped me put together when I first got there, which is just a little monthly mixer with some local artists. The point of that is, A, we get to drink a little bit. And, although it's exhausting, and B, to communicate the sense of San Diego is filled with remarkable creative people. And newsrooms are filled with remarkable creative people. That's what it's all about. So that spirit's important.
All right. You've talked about creating a web-first model. As a news consumer, how might you see that? I mean, is it the obvious that stories online today is a better model? Or is there something else to work with that?
I mean, I'd say, as a consumer, it depends what kind of consumer. So, I'll give you a little bit of a longer answer. If you are a person who